What's up guys, Sam0 Photo again, welcome to the channel. Sorry, it's been a hot minute since the last time I posted a video. So if this is your first time here at the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the follow button or the little bell button. That way you'll be notified on videos just like this one. So I'm a videographer located in Lawton, Oklahoma, and today I'm on my way to a job right now, but I just thought, I'd squeeze this one real quick. So I wanted to make a little review or talk about a post review of the DJI Pocket 3. I got this camera right about a couple months now, and I just thought, I wanted to give it a shot, try it, and then talk about the pros and cons of these cameras, or should I say the good and the bad. I bought this with the idea in mind that this was now going to replace my pro cameras. What I mean by pro cameras, I mean my FX3, FX30, or Red Komodo, any of those cameras. But I bought this as rather a complementary camera. Why? Because I wanted something to kind of close that gap. Something that I could carry around without worrying about getting robbed at times, especially, when I'm out and about with friends and family and whatnot. And also, I just wanted something to catch B-roll when I'm out doing jobs. But I realized real quick that yes, despite the fact that this little guy has a lot of pros and a lot of qualities to take into consideration, it's got a lot of limitations. And the limitation number one is that I guess I should go with the negatives and then, go into the positives just to kind of ice the cake, But one of the first negatives that I've noticed is that yes, this is supposed to be a 10-bit camera, but the colors do not quite match a 10-bit camera colors. What I mean by that is if you try to edit this footage on DaVinci Resolve, I don't know, maybe it's just me or I'm doing it wrong. And if I'm doing it wrong, somebody please, show me your flow down there so I can try that. But it seems like, the footage on this breaks down a little faster. I'm not saying it's the worst thing, but it just breaks down a little faster compared to a Sony A7S III or FX3 or any of those. And again, there I go again, comparing it to a pro camera. But that's the whole point, because this is promoted as a prosumer tool. And the negative number two is when you use ND filters on this. Some ND filters or some of the filters that are supposed to go with it, about some filters that I've adapted to it, and the issues that I'm running into, the camera does not focus. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, and the brand of the filters that I bought is right here, so I can't remember it from the top of my head, but long story short, the camera does not focus at all. I've tried everything. I've tried the single focus. I've tried the continuous focus. I've tried literally everything that I could possibly do, and it wouldn't focus. And that brings me to limitation number four, is that you cannot manually focus your camera. It's not like a pro camera that you can, manually focus your lenses just to make sure that you get the focus no matter what. So if autofocus doesn't work, you're SOL. So limitation number 5 now, going back again to the gimbal thing. So if you're trying to use this as a way to get movement shots, what I mean by that is, you're trying to use a gimbal, to like, you think you're just gonna walk normal and everything is gonna be stable. It's not that. You're still going to have to be a little meticulous, because it's a gimbal nonetheless, which means that you have to kind of be careful on your movements and whatnot. And that is something that I didn't expect, because I was like, man, this thing is pretty light, it's pretty smooth, it should be pretty easy to just, hold it and just walk, whatever, and you shouldn't notice any jittering on your movements at all. But that's not quite the case. And now let's go to limitation number 6. And this is the biggest one. You cannot adjust your aperture, which I don't know why it's that way. It gets kind of annoying, because yeah, you have to adapt ND filters on it, or otherwise, just like crank your shutter speed, or you're forced to buy ND filters. And then, you run into the issue of maybe buying ND filters that are not compatible with this, that just gives you a nightmare. So those are the limitations. Now let's go into the pros. Pro number one, I would say portability. You can literally throw this thing in your pocket and go across the world, and it's amazing on that. Like, the portability and practicality of this thing is just amazing. I'd rather have this, despite all those limitations, rather than having an A7 III or FX3, rig running around with that thing. Pro number two, I'm going to contradict myself on the gimbal. Yes, the gimbal is an issue, but if you're just getting static shots or just slight movement shots, it does an amazing job on that. I'm telling you, like, great job. Pro number three, the fact that you can just connect your phone to this, film something, transfer it to your phone, do some quick edits, and literally shoot that to your social media. You don't have to worry about, heavy grading and all of that. And the image is very acceptably good. Like, it's very passable. For a social media, I think it's great. I'm going to caveat on the limitations a little bit. So this thing was promoted as something to replace your phone in your pocket. But it doesn't quite do that, because if you want to get proper exposure with this, you still need your phone, because they don't have a histogram on the camera itself that allows you to actually see how well you're exposed. So if you want to get proper exposure, you still have to use your phone to get the histogram in order for you to adjust your exposure. So you're still going to need your phone in your pocket. Anyway, I don't want this video to take 20 years, but this thing has a lot of potential. The fact that you can just plug in a USB-C cable in there, charge it in your car, charge it on the way, charge it while you're on set, and just use it for hours and hours. And this can be used also as a quick B-roll camera. If you don't have another camera that you could use for that, I think this could work for that. As long as you know the limitations for it, and you know how far you can push the footage. But I think, you can pretty much match this with any camera, pro camera that you have, and it would do just fine. So I don't see why you couldn't use it. But if you have any questions regarding the Osmo Pocket 3, I'll be more than happy to address that. So please let me know. And again, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it. And do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for future videos. And that's it. See you later.